So we're up here at a police camp, Philippine National Police Camp. About to pick up 7 PNP officers at what, 1 a.m. Mel? It's what time?
1 a.m.
At 1 a.m. and take them back to Iloilo. How many did you say are going to be released tonight? 600?
From Negros, Aklan, Capiz.
From Negros, Aklan, and Capiz, and Iloilo. Yeah. So we just drove up here in the dark through construction and everything else. Man, we saw a bad motorcycle wreck. There was somebody didn't have a helmet on because there was a lot of matter left on the road. That's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't good. There was a lot of police on the scene. I hate driving up at night, far out in these far out places like this, but it's what we had to do for Melinda's brother and these other officers. They're releasing them at 1 a.m. in the morning, and they have to find transportation back to all their places they're going to at 1 a.m. in the morning. Now some of them that have a far destination, like over in Negros places, we saw there's some Cirrus Liner buses here for them, but
they hired
them. Yeah, but for the ones that's got to get back down to Iloilo, they're on their own.
And that's why I saw some of the private vehicles here.
So we're gonna take 7 plus. There's me, Melinda, and G-Li in the cab, and our nephew Gardot, which is so close with Manuel, is in the back. So man, we're gonna be loaded down. We're gonna be 11 deep in this vehicle.
Yeah, but this time they don't have any like a heavy bag because Manuel told me after that election they're gonna go back training again.
So they're leaving a lot of their gear here.
Yes, yeah.
Basically, they're just releasing them right now for extra security and patrol during the election.
Yes, that's right.
And then they're gonna go back and finish.
Yes, they're gonna return for training.
Yeah, they're all doing advanced training. Well, this is part of it. I'm proud for him though, so happy to be here. I just do not like driving out in these far places at night.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Man, yeah, it was 3 hours here. And then we still got 3 hours back. And an hour now waiting. Yep, tomorrow's gonna be a rough day. Well, there's the time we got home right there. 3:30 in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Well, I am dragging this morning. By the time we got home, man, it was like knocking on 3:30 a.m.'s door, and by the time I could wind my body down and go to sleep, it was like 4:30 a.m. Mel crashed out downstairs. I crashed out in the room up here, and man, I woke up this morning. It felt like it was already 10 o'clock. I said, oh man, the workers probably came and seen me asleep and left, not wanting to bother me, and I was all kind of out of it, And then it was just so bright outside. I said, man, it's got to be about 9:30, 10 o'clock or something. And I went on about getting my coffee and all, my first cup. This ain't my first one. And looked at the time and it was only 7 a.m. So I just got a short sleep and took me a shower and said, well, I'm gonna make this day anyway. So Mel's dragging, she looks rough, I look rough, but we're happy we went and got Manuel and helped some of his friends make it home to some towns. We're kind of stopping at town along the way, and we'd drop one off here, drop one off there, and then Manuel and two of them came all the way to Tigbawan here to our house last night. Yeah, well, I enjoy going picking those boys up. I enjoy dropping them off. They're great guys, and it's an honor for me to help those PMP officers. It really is. And their families seem to be really appreciative too of me helping them out. That's a cool deal. It's a win-win. Small sacrifice. Yeah, it is. Well, it being a Monday morning and the beginning to a new work week, before everybody got started back in the house, we needed to tackle another project out here and get something happening on it. Miss Mel, I bet she's got tired eyes too. Let's see them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So let me go show you what we got going on. I'll show you what's going on out here. I've got them set up with a saw and bending steel, and they've all been out here working this morning. I said, let's get this going before we start in the house for today. And they're getting everything set up for the pond down here. What do you think about it, Mont? It's gonna be okay?
Yes, sir. Put the block first.
You're gonna put
Mixer. Put the block on the side and then
put one piece of steel right in that bend, right on that 90. Yeah, right where it bends. Tie one right down to there. Plus that'll keep your space also. Yeah, drag one down there and put it right in that bend. Yeah. And you already drilled all into the old tank down there too, right? Yeah, looks good. Yeah, it's looking good. So, our plywood is just in horrendous shape. What little plywood we got left, it's just in super bad shape, and we really can't form with it. And the dirt's caving off the sides, so we hollow blocked this tank at time. You can see them right there. And then we came in and cast a wall on the inside. We didn't render it, we casted a wall. And because, you know, it's trying to do cave offs here, and it's done a little cave off right here and all, because we had rains to set in at a time of year that normally don't set in, we decided we'd go ahead and do the same thing again. We'll hollow block this outer perimeter up enough to secure with the soil and all, and then we'll come back in later and cast a liner in that. Who knows, we might render it, we might. It's just a fish pond out here, but nonetheless it's what we're doing. So I bought some hollow block over for it. Same people I bought that hollow block there from. It seemed like it's some fairly decent hollow block. It's not great, but it's okay, and it'll work fine for this fish pond. It's got a lot of support with soil against the back of it, and it'll be great. Just like I say, we poured a thick liner in that one there, and it turned out fine. But we're gonna get this hole here secured. We probably won't finish this pond on this trip, just like we didn't finish that one before. We'll get it there and let it cure and all, and when we go to Texas and handle a little bit of business and come back, we'll finish it up then. But the most important thing is to get it all secured so we don't have these big cave offs and stuff here along these sides right now. Yeah, we're a few weeks away still from going back to Texas. Look and see how the bananas are doing up here. we're a few weeks away from going back to Texas, and we have to go back there. We got, like before, we got business to take care of and all. But we're not going home for a long trip this time like our previous times, where we go back home and, you know, spend 6 months, 7 months back in the U.S. Like we did this last time. Let me think how we did that this last trip. I think we went home June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So how many months is that? I think it was 7 months, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a pretty long stretch for me. I normally don't do that. For years of my life, it's been, you know, 3 or 4 months back in the U.S. and I would return. But during the world issue that was going on, we tried to limit our trip over here and back, and so we ended up staying in the U.S. longer while they sorted some of the madness out that was going on here, you know. When I say madness, you know, it's just like constant everyday rule changes and stuff, and it seemed like every day anyway, you know. I'm probably exaggerating that a little bit, but you all know what I mean. The trip before that, we had also went home once again back to the U.S. I think it was a pretty long stretch that time too. I think we had went 8 or 9 months, and that's why it seemed like this build took so long, because we had those 2 long stretches that we went back to the U.S. It's just part of it. It's just what's happened to us during this build, but we have persevered. We have got the house where it's going to be pretty close to finished. We're going to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks, but whatever it is when we return, it's not going to be no huge major work or nothing. It's going to be more on the really enjoyable work like we have going on right now, and that fine tuning and just making it into an absolutely beautiful place. So we'll be past having any huge crews or anything like that, and we can move on into new chapters, and I'll just tell you, new projects, because I have to have something to do. And so the nice thing for you guys is, as long as I have something to do, you've got content to watch, and I'm going to be showing building something. And definitely on the horizon is some boat projects, and I just say projects because I have plans for more than one thing on more than one boat, and I don't want to spoil it all, so I'm going to keep that quiet of exactly what all it is and just let you see it from there. Some of you have been wondering, what's James going to do when the house build is done? James is going to do what James always done his whole life: build.